Hey, good afternoon, and welcome to the Health Hour. This is Mike Sasser, and I'm your host on the Health Hour. I'd like to call it an hour of health news you can use. And coming to you live from Conroe, right here downtown. Nice day today out there. A little bit of sunshine, a little bit of clouds, and good temp. So I hope you're having a great day. And gonna get into the show here in just a little bit. I want to give you some contact information if you'd like to join the show, be a part of it. There's all kind of ways to do that. You can call into the radio station here at 936-647-3776 and share your comments, your questions, or hey, just say hello. Another way you can contact me is on my website is MikeSasser.com. Of course, that's www.MikeSasser.com. And when you click on that or you go to that homepage, you'll see Contact Mike. And on there, you can get in touch with me via email, Twitter. You can tweet me. Or Facebook. All of those social medias are right there on one page and easy to get to. And matter of fact, I had a listener last week contact me and say, "Hey, Mike, your email contact button wasn't working," and so I checked it out, and sure enough, it wasn't working. So we got that fixed and everything. So again, you can email me direct or hit me on Facebook and be a part of the show. So today got a good show lined up for you, I believe. Going to talk a little bit about. I'd like to do a weekly segment called Restaurant Reports, and what this is I received the Montgomery County health inspections for the restaurants in the area, in the county, actually. I mean, all over the county and stuff. So I'd like to take a look at those and see who is, who's doing good out there and had a good inspection. And then maybe you look at the restaurants that had a couple of issues that they wanted to need to address and whatnot. So we'll take a look at that here in the first part of the hour. And then coming up, by the way, I wrote a book, and I guess that's kind of how this whole show came about, and it's called Simple, Inexpensive, and Painless Weight Loss, and it's my true story of over a year and a half ago. I lost about 30 pounds, and the big news is I've been able to keep it off, and that is the first time I've done that in my life. And so that book, it's out there, it's on Amazon, and of course on my website you can find information about it, and that's kind of how this show came about. The Health Hour, and just trying to get some healthy news out there that around Montgomery County and surrounding areas, and out to the community and to all you fine folks out there. So that's how this came about. And getting back to what I wanted to talk to today is food prepping for weight loss. And I have some of this in my book and stuff. And there's always that excuse that man, I don't have no time. That's probably the easiest, most used excuse out there. And so that leads us to, grabbing a burger here and fast food there and that type of stuff. And that really is what I believe is, a big part. It's not all of it, but it's a big part of the overweight or the obesity problem, here in America and other places in parts of the world as well. So we're going to talk about some tips. I've got, I believe, about 11 tips for you in food prepping to where you can do it. You can be ready to go, and it's really not so bad. And then coming up in the second half of the hour, I have a special guest, Amy Wrestler. She is from she does the extension hour here on Lone Star Internet Radio, and she has some programs that's going on she'd like to talk about, and one of them is Walk Across Texas. And last time I looked, I believe I was just in Louisiana a week or two ago, and coming back from Louisiana, you have that sign there at the Louisiana Texas state line that says El Paso, I don't know, 836 miles or something like that. So we're going to find out from Amy if she's really talking about walking all the way across Texas or what that's about. So she'll be here to give us some information on that and everything. So like I said, got a good show lined up for you, I believe, and like I said, just jump in and contact us there. Again, MikeSasser.com, contact page, Facebook, email, Twitter. It's all working. It's all good to go. So that's where we at. And I would like to kick off the hour with restaurant reports. And again, the fine folks there at Montgomery County Health Inspectors Health Unit, if you will, send me these reports on a weekly basis. So these are fairly current. As a matter of fact, I was looking, and these are inspections that were done just last week in the surrounding areas here. So let me take a look at some of these that came in, and I'm going to start with the ones that had a couple issues here. And by the way, the health unit, they have a kind of a grading system or scoring, if you will. They use the term demerits, or that's what's been used. And so, that doesn't mean there's, if they have 10 demerits on a report, that doesn't mean there's 10 things wrong. It's just, again, it's kind of a scoring process that they do. So that's a little bit behind how these things work. And I've got them in my hand here, so I'm going to kind of just read them off to you. And by the way, if you're in a restaurant out there and you're eating out, these reports should be available to you. I have even seen them posted on the wall or in a public area where you can see them and look at them and stuff. So it's pretty neat, and it's all for the health and well-being of the general public, you and I, out there while we're dining out at these restaurants. So jumping into it here, Los Cucos Mexican Restaurant, and that is in Panther Creek in the Woodlands, was inspected on the 28th, and they are 8 demerits is what they are marked as, and basically it looks like they had a leaky faucet, and then also it says drinks without lids near the upper shelf. So they have to store food properly, and really can't be eating or drinking in food prep type areas and stuff like that. So a couple things that was just going on while the inspector was out there. So sure, they're working on those. Chi Japanese Cuisine restaurant there. That's on 45, kind of almost across from the Woodlands Mall. Kind of sushi place and other stuff there. They were inspected on the 29th of March, and let's see, like I have 9 demerits mentioned here. Again, just 3 things checked off. So that grading system, like I talked about there, it says it says do not block access to the hand towels, and then it also says require all hand sinks, towels at all the hand sinks and stuff. And this is for the employees to wash your hands. I don't know if you've been in, well, I'm sure you've been in, a restroom in a restaurant. They have the signs up that the employees must wash their hands before returning to the work and that type of stuff and everything. And then there's one other mark here, and it says do not use do not use cloth as food contact, and talking about washing and cleaning surfaces and things like that. So just clean, sanitize, and keep in good repair. So that's a couple things there, and like I said, I'm sure they work on those things and get them fixed up, and many times you'll see that they have them done while the inspector's there. So not a bad thing there. Okay, here's one more that needed a little bit of attention, and this is Acacia Asian Bistro, and that is on Highway 105, and they have looks like 14 demerits, and again, it's eating and drinking in the food prep area. Also observed employee rinse and salad at the 3-compartment sink. There are certain places to do that. Hand sink and kitchen next to stove had no paper towels once again, and then also soda nozzles had built up due to not being clean. So those were a couple that looks like there were a few that looked like they needed a little bit of attention while the inspector was out there. And I always like to give a pat on the back for those restaurants out there that do a good job and had zero demerits or anything, nothing going on while the inspector was out there. And those restaurants for the week were the Cheesecake Factory, that's there in the Woodlands, inspected on the 29th, March 29th, as well as get this now, Kiss the Cook Cakes. That's a pretty cool name, and they're located on I-45 North in the Woodlands, and they were inspected on the 28th, March 28th, and no demerits here or anything. And Golden Chopsticks, that is there on College Park Drive, and inspected on, looks like March 24th, and they came out with a clean bill of health, so to speak. Papa's Barbecue there on I-45, also inspected on the 29th, no problems there. And then the last one is Imperial Gardens, and they are on Robinson Road, and inspected on the 29th, and no issues, no problems there. So good job, pat on the back. Like I said, there's so many things going on with these restaurants, and keeping everything right for the customers, for the consumer, and just keeping everybody healthy. So, if you're out there and you're in a restaurant and you maybe see something or hear something or want to pass along some good news to me or something, again, feel free to contact me on my website there, MikeSasser.com. So we're coming up on the first break here, and when we come back, some tips on prepping food for weight loss. Come on back.
Tune in every Sunday night right here on Lone Star Internet Radio for adventure, romance, thrills, chills, and everything vintage radio drama can bring. The Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour comes to you every Sunday at 7 p.m. with brand new episodes monthly. Our productions always feature actors, music, and sound effects performed completely live. And now you can enjoy seeing each new episode performed on stage at the Owen Theater in Conroe. Check out www.irlonestar.com for information about upcoming episodes. Relive the glory days of vintage radio drama right here with the Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour on Lone Star Internet Radio.
I'm Lieutenant Bob Berry with the Conroe Police Department, reminding you that texting and talking on the phone while driving are not only dangerous, but also illegal in school zones and other posted areas. Drive safely and alert.
The Conroe YMCA's benchmark adaptive programming for kids and adults is Leap of Faith. Leap of Faith is an equine-assisted therapy program serving children and adults with adaptive needs. The riders in our Leap of Faith program are working to address and manage specific aspects of their lives impacted by illness, injury, or disability. The Leap of Faith program has experience working with riders who are living with attention deficit or other hyperactivity disorders, hearing impairments, visual impairments, developmental delays or disabilities, autism, Down syndrome, multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy, head traumas, brain injuries, and paralysis. Our program uses horseback riding to develop self-confidence and self-esteem, to increase upper and lower body strength, assist in respiratory issues, and establish a trusting relationship between the rider and their horse. Not only do these activities aid in the physical and mental development of the rider, but they also foster self-reliance and independence. For more information regarding our program, to become a rider, or to volunteer with a great group of people, please call our Welcome Center at 936-441-9622 or visit our website at www.ymcahouston.org/Conroe.
All right, welcome back to the Health Hour. This is Mike Sasser, your host, and good Wednesday to you, and welcome to Lone Star Internet Radio. And we like to call this an hour of health news you can use. So lots of ways to get in touch with us here. If you'd like to be a part of the show, share your comments, your suggestions, your questions, give us a call at 936-647-3776. You can always hit me up on my website, mikesasser.com. Go to my contact page, and you can email me, you can Facebook me, or you can tweet me on Twitter. So there's all kinds of ways to get in touch with me there. And love to hear from you, hear what you think. And by the way, we're always looking for sponsors. If you'd like to be a sponsor of the show, definitely get in touch with myself or Lone Star Dick here at Lone Star Internet Radio, and we can fix you up with that. So let's get back to what we were talking about. Just did the restaurant reports, and like I said, that's all of Montgomery County, and get those every week. So if you're wondering about a restaurant out there and how they're doing as far as the health inspections by the county, you can listen in, or tell you what, check out the podcast. All of my podcasts are here on Lone Star Internet Radio at www.irlongstar.com. I also have those posted on my website at mikesasser.com, and so just lots of information all over the place for you. So just check that out, and check out your favorite restaurants, see if they're on the list. If they're not, and I can always kind of check in on that for you as well. So moving on, I'm going to talk a little bit about food prepping for weight loss. And like I said there in the beginning of the show, a lot of times the biggest excuse for not doing this is time. I just don't have time. It's going to take, I spend my all Sunday afternoon cooking and putting this stuff in plastic Tupperware bowls and labeling it and all this kind of stuff. And it's really not that complicated. There are a few little tricks to the trade, if you will, but it doesn't have to be an all day process. So I looked online and picked up a few tips here, as well as like I said, I have some of these in my book, because I kept things. I try to keep things very simple and inexpensive. Hence the name of the book: Simple, Inexpensive, and Painless Weight Loss. So I do some prepping, as well as I found some just really convenient shortcut ways that I'm not spending all day long, preparing meals for upcoming week and stuff. So, the first thing is to find some time. You might not be Sunday afternoon for you. That might not work for you. People work all kind of different schedules nowadays. People work on the weekends and things like that. People work at night, off during the day. So, but find some time that you can spend and preparing some meals. And the big thing is in this time, and what will save you some time is be organized. Before you ever even begin trying to prep food and do all of that, spend that first hour. And just write down, come up with a plan, start with a grocery list, and think about what you're going to be doing that week. Are you going to have some lunches that maybe you're at company lunches or lunch meetings, things like that, or do you need breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day? So come up with a plan. Come up with the types of foods that you like, you enjoy, and healthy, by the way. And I've got some more tips on that. But just be organized and write some things down, and that will help you along the way. It's neat to cook large batches of food, or there's things that come to mind right off the top of my head is things like chili, although that's a wintertime type deal, but soups and barbecue or grilling, meat and things like that. You can cook a little larger portions, and as long as you don't have a problem with leftovers, which I don't. I can food's good. I can eat it for days. Seems like I don't get tired of it. But you can, if you're good with leftovers, you can cook in a little larger batches, if you will. Store it in your refrigerator. There's some foods that you can even freeze. They're easy. You can thaw them out overnight while you're sleeping or during the day, whenever, and pop them in the microwave. Convenient and easy to do. Speaking of grilling, I like to grill most of my chicken and steak and all that good stuff. And so what I usually do is when I do fire up my grill, I'll get a variety of meats and so that way I'm not eating like the same thing for 3 or 4 days, but I'll cook some chicken. I'll maybe put some pork chops on there or some fish, salmon. I mean, it's just kind of grill up a variety of stuff, and then you can store it in the refrigerator, and you're not eating the same type of stuff. And it seems like I mention this one every week, but man, this when I found this in the frozen food section, like it just really simplified my life. And that's these frozen vegetables. They come in the steamable bags. You literally throw them in the microwave for like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, depending on your microwave. But throw them in there, and you've got steamed vegetables. And read the labels. I always say read the labels on everything, because if you get the ones that have the sauce in it and that type of stuff, then you're going to see that those have some added sodium in them, or even some sugar and things like that. But if you get just the raw vegetables, and they're coming up with more and more varieties of these vegetables. They're flash frozen, so you get the nutrients. They're not boiled down and things like that. And the bags are actually pretty good size, so you can get a couple of servings out of them. And what I do is I'll steam them. I'll use them as a side. Sometimes I just use them as a snack. Like broccoli or carrots, things like that. I've really kind of gotten into the Brussels sprouts. I found those there, and they're frozen, and they make a great side, or just really even kind of to snack on there. But I literally leave them in the bag, take the portion that I want out of it, leave them in the bag, and they've got these clip things that you can get, and I just clip the bag closed, put it in the refrigerator, and it's good for a day or so. Usually I eat it, and again, it's all about convenience, and the more convenient you can make healthy food, then the less you're going to go and make these runs through the fast food drive-through. The other thing about getting back to proteins and meats and chicken and things like that is I usually get the family pack, and and this is kind of part of prepping. I actually have some videos on my website that shows you some of these prepping tips. Absolutely free videos. Click on it, check it out. It'll load up, and they're 2, maybe 3 minutes at the longest. But I'll buy a family pack of let's say a chicken breast, and cut them up, put them in the proper sizes for portion control, if you will. But I will I'll freeze 3 or 4 of them in one bag, and then so when I pull that bag out and I thaw it out, and I'm ready to grill, well, there it is. Again, a little bit of organization will go a long ways when you prep when you're prepping food. Slow cooker dishes. These are another great way to do it. It's not something that you're standing over the stove that you have to really pay a lot of attention to. You can start this thing in the morning or at night and leave it there, and hours later you've got a meal there. And again, you might can freeze some of this and thaw it out and eat it through the week and stuff. So again, it's not like you have to have every meal for the entire week made before you go to bed on Sunday night there. One other neat deal is to keep a food journal or a tracker. In my book, I tracked everything that I ate and drank and activities I did for 60 days, and that's all in there. And number one, it helps me, or it helped me lose weight, and keeping track of it. It really is I call it the mirror, if you will. It's like looking in the mirror, and you can see what works for you and what doesn't work for you as far as eating foods and stuff. And but the other thing is when you have successful weeks and you've lost weight, you can go back and look, and if you've written all this stuff down, it's like a blueprint. I mean, it's right there. So you literally could have your own meal plan already written in your food journal or your tracker. So that's another good way to plan your week or be organized and prepare your meals and stuff. Healthy convenience foods like baby carrots and things like that. Put those in a plastic bag, and this is a cool thing too. Is I don't use a lot of Tupperware and stuff. It takes up a lot of room and everything. But I found that the plastic sandwich bags, as long as you're not freezing the food, if you're just storing it in the refrigerator, and again, it may not work for say kind of soups or liquids or things, but almost anything else, I put them in a kind of a Ziploc type sandwich bag. You can get a box of these things, like 200 of them, for pretty inexpensive and seem to last me forever. And it's a great way to store food in your refrigerator without taking up a whole lot of room. So, that's just a few things you can do as far as food prepping. And like I say, it's just the more convenient you can make it, then the less chance you're going to hit the fast food places and stuff. Because we are in a hurry, we are in a rush. Everybody's busy, and just more stuff that you can do to prep your food and cook your own food. You know what's in it, and you can definitely use that towards weight loss and being healthy. So we're going to take a break and come back, and when we do, Amy is in the studio. So come on back.
Hello, I'm Bonita DeRosa, Animal Control Officer for the City of Willis. We invite you to tune in to Lone Star Internet Radio every first and third Thursday of the month at 11 a.m. for the Willis Hour. On the first Thursday of the month, the Willis Hour will be covering upcoming events and news about the city. Join in the conversation with your city officials and other leaders in the community. On the third, we will be doing a recap of the last City Council meeting. The mission of the City of Willis is to provide high-quality services, accountability, and professional commitment to our citizens. We pledge to provide those who live, work, and visit our city an effective government that is open and responsive to the needs and values of the community. Again, we invite you to tune in on Lone Star Internet Radio every first and third Thursday of the month at 11 for the Willis Hour.
You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio here on irlonestar.com, and also soon to be on 104.1, 104.5, 106.1. Got those mixed up. This is the weather and traffic break for the Montgomery County area. Let's start with traffic northbound and southbound on I-45. Looks good to go all the way from Willis into Spring. I do notice there is an incident being reported northbound right after the Hardy Toll Road, right before Rafer Sawdust, which usually means there's usually a car pulled over or anything like that, so it's not obstructing too much space on I-45. Other than that, the only thing really to tell you guys is heading eastbound on 1488 around the 242 area, there has been an accident reported right there before Carriage Hills Boulevard. So if you're heading towards 45 on 1488, you might experience a slowdown because there has been an accident that was reported. Other than that, you're good to go. Weather for the Montgomery County area is 74 degrees outside. Humidity is around 60%. Today will be mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming sunny with a high of 78. Wind's going to get up as high as 20 miles an hour, too. The low is going to be around 48 degrees. I do want to give some warning. We do expect some rain coming on Sunday night over the weekend. There's a 30% chance right now being projected for Sunday night, and it's going to go all the way through Tuesday. So just keep that on the books. You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio with the Health Hour with Mike Sasser. We'll be back after these messages.
Are you interested in learning more about preparing quick, healthy, and safe meals for your family? Would you like to spend time with others learning tips and tricks, along with practicing and tasting nutritious food? If so, the On the Road to Healthy Living Mobile Cooking School is for you. Call Amy Ressler at Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service at 936-539-7825 to find a class near you or volunteer to host a class.
Doing business since 1985, Assistance League of Montgomery County is a nonprofit, all-volunteer organization where all proceeds stay in Montgomery County. Through our Operation School Bell program, we have provided new clothes to over 50,000 students in our county. Visit our thrift shop at 126 North San Jacinto Street in downtown Conroe or call us at 936-760-1151. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
All right, welcome back to the Health Hour with Mike Sasser. I am your host, Mike Sasser, and happy Wednesday to you out there. Nice day coming to you live from downtown Conroe on Lone Star Internet Radio, community radio for Montgomery, and being on the internet, I've had people from Louisiana listen, and that's really cool. And the exciting news is we're going FM pretty soon. And so you'll be able to check us out on your car radios and anything else. So very cool, very cool. The Health Hour, every Wednesday at 1 p.m. and an hour of health news you can use. Some ways to get in touch with us here is the station number is 936-647-3776. And you can call and be a part of the show, or you can always, at any time, day or night, get in touch with me on my website, www.mikesasser.com, and got a contact link on there, and it will bring you to my email, bring you to my Facebook link, and my Twitter account link, and love to hear from you and get some feedback from you there. So I tell you, I'm super excited today. Got a special guest in the studio with me, and this is Amy Ressler.
Hello.
Hey, Amy, how are you?
I am good, thanks. Good to be here.
Nice to see you again. It's been a little while. First off, you do the extension hour here on Lone Star Radio.
Right. And you know what? I like your music. You've got cool music.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Appreciate that. Dick found all that and everything. He's
good
the
job, Dick.
Yeah, he's a guru. The guru on the controls over here, so making everything happen.
Yeah.
So,
but we also do an extension hour. So the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service, there's several county extension agents, so we work together, we take turns, and so I come in about once a month or so, just kind of depending. And so my segment is about family health and wellness.
Right.
So it relates really well to some of the things that you talk about here on the Health Hour.
Well, I've attended a couple of your monthly meetings, and I'm really impressed by what you do, the services you provide, and we're here to talk about really anything you want to talk about. I think you've got the walk across Texas, and
yes.
Kind of jokingly, like earlier, it's like, so are we going to walk the 830 something miles across Texas, or but
virtually? That's the idea. Virtually, we're going to do that.
Oh, cool. So tell us a little bit about that, and then like I said, you've got many other things that you guys do for the community. So maybe somebody that hadn't heard the extension hour that listens to the Health Hour, we could inform them.
Yeah, most definitely. So the extension hour we do Fridays 1 to 2. So great time to join us then, learn about the things we do. Yeah, and it's kind of difficult sometimes to describe the things that we do because it is a wide variety of things. And so you talked about the meetings that you've been to, and those are our advisory committee meetings. So we what we do in a community is very driven by the members of the community. So people who gather and help. They're kind of like a sounding board for us, so that they let us know kind of what's important and where we need to be focusing our efforts, because there's so many things that we could be doing. We just really need help on what's going to make the best impact. And as you well know, now in our society, in our communities, health and wellness is a big issue. The obesity is, we call it an epidemic now because it's to epidemic proportions, and so. Health and weight management is one of those things that are just major. And so we spend a lot of our time in family and consumer sciences, addressing things that are related to health and wellness.
Yeah, the last numbers I looked at is 2/3 of Americans are considered obese or overweight. And that's I think the number off the top of my head is like 76 million, 78 million.
Crazy, and even to bring that closer to home, United Way did a health survey a few years back, and they found that 70% of the Montgomery County residents were overweight or obese.
Wow.
So,
70%, that's a big number.
That is huge.
So it is
literally
definitely something to address. I mean,
sure.
right here in our own community.
Right. So we've got a great way to address that.
Yes.
Physical activity is a big part of weight management, a big part of just being healthy.
Absolutely.
Our society has become so sedentary that we have lost a lot of the just natural physical activity that we do. And by the way, I love in your book how you talk about doing physical activity as opposed to exercise. It's not, you don't have to go to a gym and do a hardcore workout.
Right.
You just have to get your body moving.
Well, yeah, I have, it's... I never was an exercise person, and so
it's a dirty word for some people. Who wants to exercise?
I'm one of those people,
hardcore.
it's find activities that you like to do. That as long as you're up and moving, you're burning calories, you're burning energy. So that's the name of the game.
Yes. So our project is Walk Across Texas.
Yes.
And of course, walk is the primary thing, but we do, you can do other types of activity as well. And we've got a calculator online on the website, walkacrosstexas.tamu.edu. So it has a calculator on there, so you can put in other things that you're doing. So, gardening or even housework.
Yeah. I don't know if you enjoy it, but I mean, hey,
you got to do it. You might as well count it.
Sweeping and dusting and mopping and all that kind of stuff. Sure. Again, you're moving, but I live here in the Lake Conroe area, and so water sports, especially, I love summer, so I'm very active during the summertime, and it's water sports, being on the water and swimming and that type of stuff and everything. So things that you like to do. And my biggest thing that I maintain my weight with is walking. I have a little park not far from where I live that has some nice walking paths and trails, and 3-4 days a week I get out and I walk.
Right. And I bet that's become a habit for you now, right?
It is. I mean, it really is. It's that's part of the 60-day deal in my book. And, is a study that I read was 66 days actually to really form just automatic behavior. Right. Not you can call it habits, but automatic behavior, or you just do it without thinking. And so I did round that down to 60 days. But it's just part of what I do now,
Sure.
And
well, and Walk Across Texas is kind of based on that same concept because it's an 8-week program. Okay. So we've got about those 2 months, so 60-something days, to try to develop a habit. And so the idea is, people do the Walk Across Texas project individually or in teams, and I can talk more specifics about that. But they do that for 8 weeks. Okay. So you start to develop that habit after 8 weeks. If you continue to do that, it's going to have significant long-term impacts on your health, and even just feeling better and like maintaining that habit, so it becomes easier and it's less like exercise and more like just part of your lifestyle and things that you do. Absolutely. I mean, you can walk around the neighborhood, walk around the your apartment complex. Sure. I mean, walk around your office building. I mean, you can always find a way. And I think sometimes people look at, I have to walk for 30 minutes or I have to walk for an hour. But you can break those into 5-minute interval, 10-minute intervals. Whatever you can do, just fit something in there. I say it can be as simple as parking a little bit further away from the grocery store. Right. Oh, and even when I pulled in to come in to here today, I didn't park on the other side of the parking lot, but I did park, further away, not right in front of the door. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay. So, like I said, 8 weeks is the goal. We want people to form teams. Okay. You can have 8 people on a team. You can't have more than 8. Okay. You can have less than, but not more. So teams of 8, and then collectively, the goal is for those 8 people, each person doing their part, accumulating miles, so that by the end of the 8 weeks, they've equaled at least 830 miles, which is roughly the distance across Texas, like from El Paso to Orange. So that's what I mean, it's virtually. So it's all it's entered online, so you can kind of see where you compare to other teams.
I was gonna ask you have a place that people can go and kind of plug in their information or their miles, if you will.
Yes. Yep. So we have team captains, and the team captains are responsible for doing that. So all the team members give their miles to the team captain. The team captain plugs it in, and then you get your totals. And so you have weekly totals. Okay. And then at the end of the 8 weeks, you'll have the 8-week total, and hopefully it's been at least 830 miles. But Mike, I'll tell you what, last year we had, one team, we gave them honorable mention because they were CrossFitters, like hardcore CrossFit exercise people, and they had like 6,000 miles.
Right. I was going to say they walked to the moon and back.
Right. Yeah. They, but even even our librarians, which, you may think librarians don't do just a whole lot, but they are busy people, and they, even just, shelving books, moving books around, really requires some physical activity, and, up and down, if they take the stairs instead of the elevator, that kind of thing. Anyway, so that team, there was one of those teams at Central Library actually won our competition last year because they had something like 4,570 something miles.
Wow.
So that's
a lot.
That is a lot of miles. So it's everybody doing their part. But again, there's so many things that can count. We just have people count, and it's on the honor system,
right?
So it's kind of up to you. You either can count it by literal miles. I mean, if you're walking and it's a mile from here to point A, then you would count that as a mile. And then, like I said, there's the calculator that gives you some equivalencies so that you can put in, washing your boat for, an hour, and that would equal whatever 2.3 miles, or, it's just, I don't know if that's
okay.
So
so you can actually kind of calculate different types of activities and stuff. And I was going to throw in there that I have this little it was a free app that was on my phone. I think it's S Health or whatever, but it keeps up with my steps and probably does a lot of other stuff. But that's kind of how I keep up with mine. But before I learned how to use that or had that, I would walk, and I kind of mapped a little area out, in my vehicle. I just kind of set my trip meter thing or whatever, and drove from point A to point B, like what you were saying. And so, okay, well, this is this is 1 mile, or this is 0.5 of a mile. So then I knew that distance. Well, then if I walked it once, twice, whatever, I just added it up, and that. So there's a lot of ways that you can keep up with your miles, without having to go get one of these fancy gadgets. I always try to keep things simple and inexpensive.
Most definitely. So inexpensive walk across Texas is absolutely free.
Absolutely free.
I want to mention that. Yes, make sure.
That's my kind of price right
there. Because sometimes there's like cool programs that you can have for just $19.99. And then, what do you get? Like a DVD or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it free, and then the habit of walking is really important. That I wanted to mention, and then the team aspect of it. So you can go walk to the park. You don't have to have like any reason to go walk to the park, right? But if you're participating in Walk Across Texas, you've got team members that are depending on you, so that together we can go further. So
motivation.
It's just that kind of little extra motivation, and so it gets people kind of working together. And so when you know that other people are depending on you, you might give up because you're tired and sore. But, if you get those team members that are wanting you to participate and encouraging you, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it'd be like, Amy, hey, come on, let's go, I see you're slacking,
I can't let people down. Yeah. And then, if for people who don't want to be on teams too, or just kind of rather go it alone, there's also an option to participate as a solo walker as well. So you can walk all, on your own.
So you can,
but again,
everybody's included.
That's right. But you've got that motivation, you've got that, the reason to walk. And, of course, this time of year is the perfect time to be doing it, April and May. I mean, I know for like some teachers and stuff, it's crazy busy, but, but the weather's beautiful. So, there's not an excuse not to get outside and go walk because the weather's nice.
I'll tell you. I mean, I was out just 2 days ago, I believe, and it was just crystal blue skies. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, think I put in, about 5 miles that day. It's just, you almost kind of don't want to quit. And and the other thing is walking is low impact. That's why I chose walking. For the runners out there, I salute you, and it's great. I mean, it's kind of like that exercise thing. I'm not a runner. I don't like the impact on my legs, my knees and ankles and things like that. But walking, it's not a race. Number one, you can. I walk at a little bit of a fast pace, but choose your pace, and the main thing is to accumulate your miles. I guess accumulate your distance.
Right. And it's not a high stakes competition, and really the goal is just do better than you did yesterday. Be a better you by walking more.
Well, think about it. The prize is, a little healthier lifestyle.
Oh yeah.
I lost weight just by walking. I mean, literally, that's
that's the best.
That
prize.
is my workout program.
Yeah.
Is walking. So drop a few pounds, a little better health, and sounds like a great program. So,
if we have time when we come back, I want to talk about some of the tangible prizes that we have with Walk Across Texas as well.
Absolutely. Okay. We're going to take a break and be right back. So, come on back to the Health Hour.
Hello, Montgomery County. I'm Rachel Baldwin with Special Olympics Texas, Area 6. Are you a fan of courage? Are you a fan of determination? Are you a fan of acceptance, grace, and skill? Then you're already a fan of Special Olympics. Make it official. Volunteer, coach, and/or compete and be a fan of dignity and acceptance. The dedication of our Special Olympics Texas volunteers provides mainstreaming experiences for athletes with intellectual disabilities. You will touch the heart of another person, and it will move you in a meaningful way that lifts the spirit. Please visit the Heart of East Texas Area 6 webpage at www.sltx.org. Also, like us on Facebook to be a fan and be part of Special Olympics Texas.
The East Texas Dream Center is in need of your help. We are a nonprofit Christian organization that houses women and children who are trying to get their lives back after being homeless, abused, or addicted. We are conveniently located at 301 South 1st Street, Conroe, Texas, 77301, right here in Montgomery County. Our needs are financial, and every needs of gasoline, cleaning supplies, laundry soap, Lysol, and whatever else God puts in your heart. To help our ladies and children, please consider a donation. You may visit our website at www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Again, so you don't forget, it's www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Donations are tax deductible. Remember what Jesus said, with God, nothing is impossible.
Howdy, howdy, folks. Cable Smith, host of the Lone Star Outdoors Show, inviting you to join me Saturday mornings from 7 to 8 on Lone Star Internet Radio for Texas' premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor talk show. So pour yourself another cup of coffee and pull up that stool a little closer to the old campfire, because if you can catch it or kill it in Texas, we're going to talk about it. That's right. Bucks and ducks, gobblers, monster bass, redfish, trout, and a whole lot more. Plus, you never know what outdoor celebrity is going to drop by, from Phil the Duck Commander Robertson to fishing legend Bill Dance or everybody's favorite Uncle Ted Nugent. Heck, we might even mix in an interview and hear some brand spanking new Texas music from one of your favorite Texas musicians like Robert Earl Keen, Brandon Ryder, or the honky-tonk kid himself, Aaron Watson. Loved or hated but never ignored, it's the Lone Star Outdoors Show with me, Cable Smith, Saturday mornings from 7 to 8 right here on Lone Star Internet Radio on irlonestar.com.
Hey, welcome back to the Health Hour. I'm Mike Sasser, your host, and we come to you live. This is a live show every Wednesday at 1 p.m. at Lone Star Internet Radio, soon to be also on FM. And man, I need to write them numbers down. I forgot, but anyway, FM is coming. So from what I understand, we'll still have the internet as well as FM, so you can still catch all the podcasts and things like that on www.irlonestar.com. And I keep all of that stuff on my website as well, which is mikesasser.com. So here with Amy Wrestler. And she is telling us about Walk Across Texas, and it's a cool thing.
Yeah.
So, Amy, tell us about that. And, hey, anything else that you guys got going on here? So
okay.
I just find it super interesting, and it's good for the community, and it's good for your health.
Yeah, most definitely. And like I said before, Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service is all about educating the community.
Yes.
So what we do is just hopefully what people need. One of the things people need is better ideas for how to live healthfully. So our Walk Across Texas program is one we've been talking about. And so you also mentioned the podcasts that are available. So we did the Extension Hour on Fridays, and we did one of our segments on just the whole hour was on Walk Across Texas. We had Jody and Maria from United Way join us, and which, by the way, United Way is a great partner with us in Walk Across Texas, and they have done a phenomenal job in getting support for the program. So not only having teams available, but also providing some real tangible rewards for people who are participating. So one of the things that they've done is put together an incentive card.
Okay.
So everybody who signs up for Walk Across Texas has the ability to get one of these incentive cards. And they're good, started April 1st and will be good through June 30th. It kind of depends, too, on the each one of the vendors. So they may have some specific rules for their offers, but pretty generally they will be available through June 30th. And so they have some really great things, actually.
Okay.
So like Chiller Bee, you can buy one, get one half off.
Love it.
Yeah, edible arrangements, get $5 off. Grub Burger, you can get 15% off your total bill. And people go burgers, but in your book you talk about how it's about portion control. Maybe half a hamburger, maybe you put half, you eat half, take half home, lunch tomorrow.
I did that just last night from a restaurant, and by the way, hey, there's times where I just go out and get a hamburger.
Sure.
Don't deprive yourself.
Right.
Just
it's more about portion control than
absolutely.
deprivation.
Absolutely, yes.
There's also a few gyms that are available. So if a gym is your thing, and you want to try out Gold's Gym, the Rec, or the Y, they're all offering free memberships, 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 weeks.
Oh, very cool.
So, yeah. And then Sky Zone is another, it's like an adult playground where you can go jump trampolines. I've never been there, but you've got $2 off of an open jump. So this is my opportunity to go try that. Be cool. So, yeah, one more way to exercise, to get physical activity.
I grew up with a trampoline, so that can be a workout.
All right, so you need to sign up so that you can get one of these incentive cards.
For sure.
And then, so everybody who participates gets the incentive card, and then every week we're going to have weekly challenges. Okay. So there may be like the team that walks the most or accumulates the most miles this week will get kettlebells. So there we have 8 kettlebells, one for each team member.
Right.
We've got duffel bag for an individual award, so the person who walks the furthest during another week. And so it'll be something different each of the 8 weeks. So the first one will went out this morning, and then the winner will be announced next Wednesday. So even if you sign up late, you can still get in on the other awards.
So it's not too late to sign up. You can jump in like today.
Today, yes, or next week. I mean, if you want, if you need some time to get
your team together. Okay, good.
So it's actually the website is open anytime.
Okay.
walkacrosstexas.tamu.edu, and pretty much everything you need to know is on there. So there's a way to form a team. It's got all the information that you need. So
very good.
Prizes, and then also they have a few other prizes that are just going to be fun, kind of. We're calling them pop-up prizes.
Yeah, okay.
So randomly we may pop up and say, hey, whoever did this gets this week.
Great.
Yeah, pretty exciting stuff. So, we'll have hopefully close to 1,000 people participating. Nice. Chances of winning are pretty good.
Yeah. And that's that'll add up to quite a few miles, I'm thinking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then so in probably July, we'll do a report to the commissioner's court.
Okay.
And we invite everyone who's participated to come there, and we'll give a grand total of the number of miles that we've collectively as a county walked. And then also an interesting thing that we're able to report is what we call the economic impact of this. So not only is being more physically active good for you personally, it's good. It's actually going to save you some money, because if you're more healthy, you are going to be less likely to develop diseases that are directly related to nutrition and physical activity, such as type 2 diabetes. Less likely to miss work. Right. So all of those things put together are going to save us money. So
right.
Anyway,
I mean, just
great project.
So many benefits.
Yeah.
And I my background was health and safety.
Mm-hmm.
I was a manager for health and safety for an oil and gas company, and but it's just so cool to be a part of this healthy lifestyle type thing. And also, Amy, I tell you what, I want to really thank you and appreciate you being in the studio and telling us about this. And
thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Come on back anytime. And thank you out there for listening to the Health Hour. We'll be back next Wednesday at 1 o'clock. And please stay tuned for the Michael Player Show coming up next on Lone Star Internet Radio. Thanks a lot.